guys, it is me Max, back again with another guitar tutorial. Super excited to bring you this one because Elle King is back. My hair isn't because I just took a shower, hopped out, went on to Spotify and listened to Shane. Beautiful song, very powerful as always from her, or well, most of the times. And it is really interesting in my opinion to play on guitar because we've got something different on our hand. We don't just got the irregular old basic chords, but we've got something a bit more aggressive, a bit more playful, I want to say, if that's the right word. And it's not too hard to play on guitar either. We're using standard tuning, no capo, no nothing. We're keeping it simple, and without any further ado, let's jump into the song. So let's start this off by taking a look at what we do in the intro / beginning of the verse here. We start by putting our first finger onto the 9th fret over the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. And we only pick those 3 for the sake of this video and because of it being a bit easier to show / follow for you guys. I'm going to keep it simple and go down. What she actually does is we go up. She goes up. Someone listening very, very closely will hear the difference, but for the sake of this video, it doesn't really matter too much as long as you guys know how she actually plays it. And if you want to follow that, feel free to do that. I'm going to take the easy way out here in order, as I said, to show it to you guys. So we're just going to go down. We do that twice in the beginning, and afterwards when we get back to this chord, always only once. And our second chord is over here. We've got our first finger on the 6th on the 3rd string, second finger on the 6th on the 1st string, and third finger on the 7th on the 2nd string. Like that. And then we go back to our first chord, so on the 9th, and we go back to our D shape on the 6th and 7th. And now we meet our third chord. It is up here, very close to where we actually started this off, because once again, we have our first finger on the 9th fret, but this time around we're one string up, so we're on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Those 3 instead of those 3. So we go. And our last chord is over here, so we go from here to here. We've now got our first finger on the 7th fret on the 2nd string, second finger on the 8th fret on the 3rd string, and third finger on the 9th fret on the 4th string. That's what we do here. But right here now, we have got to make a choice. We can either play this or we can follow the bass line. And I don't just mean go. No, we want something more powerful with a bit more of an impact. So what I'm doing here is that way we get that bassy sound in there. So what we do here is we play power chords and we palm mute the strings. We start things off with a C sharp. So we put our first finger onto the 4th fret on the 5th string, third finger onto the 6th fret on the 4th string, and pinky onto the 6th fret on the 3rd string. What we have to look out for here is we want those 3 strings to make a sound, nothing else. So we achieve that by muting the 1st and 2nd string with our first finger up here, because we make that little bridge here, and instead of doing this and giving them the space they want, we just go a bit down like that and have them muted automatically. And we have to mute the 6th string as well, and I recommend doing that by using your first finger once again by slightly touching the 6th string up here so that it doesn't make a sound. And then we jump onto an F sharp over here, so we go from here to here. The great thing about power chords is that you don't have to switch the position of your fingers. So we've got our first finger on the second fret on the 6th string now, third finger on the 4th fret on the 5th string, and pinky on the 4th fret on the 4th string. And now we achieve the exact same thing with our first finger here and mute the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string like that. So we've got the C sharp, the F sharp. Our third chord here is an E, and usually, or well, an E minor. Usually we would play like this with our 2nd and 3rd finger up here, but since we are in this position from the F sharp, we're just gonna do this. We put our first finger onto the 2nd fret over the 5th and 4th string. That's way easier, and all we need is that bassy sound, so we don't even need those higher strings up there. It's like totally unnecessary. So that's how we play that E minor, and that makes for a super easy switch onto the next chord as well, because we are already on here with the first finger on the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and now we just add our 3rd finger onto the 4th fret on the 4th string and pinky onto the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and now we've got a B. Once again, we have to mute the 6th string with our first finger, just like with the other chords, with, for example, the C sharp. The B works basically the exact same way, just 2 frets down. And those are our 4 chords: the C sharp, the F sharp, the E minor, and the B. But how do we get that bassy sound? As I said, by palm muting the strings. So we take the palm of our right hand, put it down here on the strings as we go down. It stays on there. That's what we do. And we go, so down, down, switch, down, switch, down, switch, down, switch, down, switch, down, switch, down, switch. And that is the entire verse. So what we have to take a look at next is the pre-chorus, and what we do here is actually super simple as well, because we only go down once on each chord here. We've got a new one. We start things off with a G sharp, and as you can see, I'm sticking to those power chords here, because of course you could play a G sharp a bit more harmonic with a bit more higher notes and stuff, but we don't need that here. Power chords are the way to go in my opinion. And the G sharp is on the 4th and 6th on the 6th, 5th, and 4th string. So we've got our first finger on the 4th fret on the 6th string, third finger on the 6th fret on the 5th string, and pinky on the 6th fret on the 4th string. We go down once, then we jump onto the B. We already know that chord. Then we've got that easy switch back onto the, I don't want to call it a power chord version of the E minor, because that's not what it is. Let's just call it the bassy version of the E minor. So we've got that. We've got the G sharp, the B, the E minor, and what we do here is we go down 8 times. Once again, palm muted, so we put the palm of our right hand back onto those strings, go down 8 times. And back onto the B, 8 times as well. So we go, and that's how we move into the chorus, which is actually the last part that I will have to show you guys. And so far, I'd say so awesome, because this song is so powerful, and it just makes me want to play my guitar, because it's something different. It's something a bit more heavy than usual. But something I don't want to do is get off track and get lost in the moment here. So we are going to take a look at how that chorus works. And we're not just going to use the basic power chords. You might have seen that in the intro of this very video, because the chorus is the part I played there. So we start off with our basic power chord figure, of the C sharp. So first finger on the 4th on the 5th string, third finger on the 6th on the 4th string, and pinky on the 6th on the 3rd string. But we add something, and that is our second finger. Put it down here onto the 5th fret on the 2nd string, because first it was like this, now it's like this. It just adds something, like a teeny tiny element in there. But something I wouldn't do is press down across all of the 5 strings here with our first finger, like that, so a barré chord, because whilst listening to the song, I thought that it would be a bit more fitting to, take that high note out, like eliminate it here. Just go like this, and then we slide down 2 frets once again, and now we have to switch things up again because we're on the B, the power chord version of the B, but once again we don't just do it like this because we want to spice it up a bit again. So what we do is we move our pinky down here and put our 3rd finger on to the 3rd and 4th string. So our pinky is now on the 2nd string, still on the 4th fret of course, and our 3rd finger is covering both those strings like that. So we've got the fancy power chord C sharp, the fancy power chord B, and last but not least, we've got the fancy, well, okay, at this point it isn't even a power chord anymore, F sharp. Because we start off like this, now we add our 2nd finger onto the 3rd fret on the 3rd string, and at this point I would actually recommend pushing down your first finger across all of these 6 strings. Sounds a bit off, which is why we add our other fingers here, because on that last chord I would actually go for that full sound, but that is totally up to you. You could totally keep it simple. Just go power chord C sharp, B, power chord F. Totally works. If you want to keep it simple, and if you think to yourself like, I don't need that, I don't need those additional notes in there, I just want to keep it basic, that's totally fine, that's totally up to you. I want to provide you with that option, which is why I'm talking about this right now. And the only thing we have to take a look at here now is the rhythm. And what we do is we go down, down, up, down, up, and that's it. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. As you can see, we do it once on the C sharp, once on the B, and twice on the F sharp. And that is the entire song. And yeah, we're done here. So that was the entire thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop it a thumbs up. Helps me out more than you might think. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down there in order to not miss out on any of the upcoming videos. But since that ain't enough, be sure to hit that bell button as well. And I just created a brand new Instagram account. I'm going to start posting like some behind the scenes stuff, vacation stuff, since I'm in Croatia right now. For those of you who care, I'm in Split and I'm driving up to Sada tomorrow, which is pretty exciting because it's like a city trip. And yeah, so from tomorrow on, we're going to have a new set once again, which can be a good or a bad thing, I don't know. But yeah, that's it from me. And as always, I hope that I will see you guys next time.